Brooklyn Independent Television.
On In the Zone, I'll sit down and talk with the head coach of Medgar Evers men's basketball team, Chris Pursoo, about winning the title last year and hopefully repeating again. And also, when it comes to getting in shape, Darryl Aiken has the Meridian Touch that can get you into tip-top condition to compete. And on the frozen pond, the Brooklyn Aviators hope to win it all this time in the Federal Hockey League. All of that on In the Zone. We're here in the gymnasium of the defending CUNY Athletic Conference men's basketball champs, the Medgar Evers College Cougars. And joining me is third-year head coach, Chris Pursoo. Coach, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're in your third year. You're just off of a title win last year. Now you're defending the title. And how's that feel so far?
It's exciting. When I got here, the program was struggling. So to see the turnaround in such a short period of time was a little bit unexpected, but we're very happy that how things have turned around very quickly.
Now, you're a man that's used to winning and winning championships, right? You graduated from St. John's in the mid-90s. You coached at Lutheran, where you won titles there. Also at St. Anthony's, and you won some championships there.
Yes.
So you're not used to losing at all. And how did you go about changing that attitude of the players and the administration?
Well, in all honesty, it was about changing the culture here. There was talent here at Medgar Evers, but there wasn't proper work ethic and discipline. So that had to take place, and that had to change before anything happened on the court. Being on the court with the kids, that's the easy part for me. It's the discipline for these guys have to understand about being on time, doing what you're supposed to be doing, being accountable to each other. And these, it's life lessons. A lot of stuff I teach these guys on the court, a lot of little rules I have, it's also I'm trying to help them for the rest of their life going forward and going from coming into college as a young man to by the time they graduate, so I want you guys to be a man, understand how the world works.
And that first year, let's go over that first year. Difficult?
The first year, it was a little bit difficult, but at the same time, the program had been struggling. They won one game in the previous 2 years. So I came in kind of with a blank canvas and could kind of build a program how I saw fit. Had to make some tough decisions with some kids that weren't here that I didn't think fit my philosophy and how we're going to go, the program was going to go going forward. And I had to start trying to bring in kids with a certain kind of character and the things I was looking for to build a program, the kind of kids I was looking to build a program with. So it was a little bit of growing pains, but what happened is we had some early success, so the kids bought into what we were trying to do with the discipline, with the rules, with the standards, and it's taken off ever since.
Yeah, because they've been struggling for years. I know that's how they all. Unfortunately, Medgar Evers was always in the basement when it came to the conference basketball, especially in the men's division.
Well, what happened is I think one of the first things I did when I came here was I basically increased the expectations of what was expected of them on and off the court. And I think that was big. I think a lot of times young people, if you give them a bar and tell me, this is the bar I want you to clear, they will try to clear the bar you set for them. And we set the bar basically higher than it had been set prior to us getting here. And it was some growing pains, but
Let's talk about your career also at the high school level. Now, one thing, did you play in college?
Yes.
St. John's?
Yes.
How did that career?
I played at St. John's for Coach Luke Corner-Second for a couple of years.
So you know about winning, right?
Yes. I've been fortunate to be coached by some really great coaches. My high school coach at Long Island Lutheran was Bob Micheal, who's now the head coach at Davidson College in North Carolina. A very successful college coach. Coached Stephen Curry, who's now a pro with Golden State. Went on to coach Corner-Second. Also, I was fortunate to be coached by Coach Tom Pecora, who was a coach now at Fordham. So, I've taken a little bit of everything from these guys and injected a little bit of myself into it. And, that's how I've had great teachers.
What about Corner-Second? Tell us about what he...
Corner-Second he's a warm-hearted guy. I mean, he's a very passionate guy. You see him on TV when he was coaching, he's running around, and it's not an act. A lot of people thought that was an act for TV. That's how the guy was every day. A great guy. I mean, I think one of the great things I learned about him is he's very hard on his players during practice of what he wants them to do. But then once practice is over, he's like a father figure. He talks like a father, he treats you like a father, and coaching at this level, you wear a lot of hats. You're their coach. At times, you're a big brother. You're a psychiatrist. You're a father figure. So,
is it harder to coach today, especially at, college? Also, the transition from high school to college. Let's go over that.
Well, I think, in all honesty, for me,
you know what? We're gonna hold that because really, I'm gonna come back to this conversation a little later in the show. But right now, we want to switch from the hardwood floor to the frozen pond, where last season in the Federal Hockey League, the Brooklyn Aviators made it to the finals but came up on the short end of the stick. However, this season, their main goal is to win it all in the Federal Hockey League. I recently caught up with some members of the team at Aviator Sportsplex.
Being one of the only professional teams in Brooklyn, it's an honor. It's pretty much its own city in itself when you think about it, just with the size of New York City. So, you really get that sense of the big city life and professional sports, but also kind of a niche sport, and you get the local fan base. At the end of the day, we are here to play hockey and win games, and that's number one, but it always feels better to win for those people that come out every single game and they shake your hand, they ask for autographs. It's always a little extra special to win at home for them.
We play at Aviator Sports and Event Center, and it's a great place to play because there's a lot of traffic in here where there's tons of kids, and on the weekends there's like thousands of people. So sometimes we actually get just people walking up that are around and see, oh, we're playing a pro hockey game, and they just come in the game. So, it's a good place to play.
It's a fun league. It's great competition. We've got some ex-NHLers playing in the league. We got guys who've played AA hockey before, and it's very experienced hockey players.
The last couple of years in the Federal Hockey League, the talent level has gotten a lot better. The first year, we weren't allowed to have Canadian players or Europeans, and now that there's 6 teams or more, you're allowed to immigrate. Therefore, it helps out the talent pool.
We got guys from local areas, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We got guys such as Jesse from Wisconsin, Steve Obelnick, even though he's hurt, he's from Manitoba, which is a province above North Dakota in Canada. We got a guy from California. We got a couple guys from Michigan. So, it's very sporadic.
Last year's team, we had a good team. We made it to the finals. This year, we have the same type of team, I guess. Hard workers, and we battle all the time. And we're in 3rd place right now. We should have a better record than what we show. But, the guys work hard, and it's a good bunch of guys, and that's kind of where I build from. A good core group of guys that I wouldn't mind calling my friend off the ice, you know what I mean? I like our work ethic, I like all that, so it's just, putting the pieces to the puzzle. I'm probably getting a guy from last year that was a very good player for us coming back after New Year's, so that'll help us immensely, and we're looking for really probably 2 other guys right now.
We had a slow start last year too, but we found our stride mid-season, and just the guys are on a huge high from the first few wins, and we just kept rolling all the way through playoffs. The second round, the Akwesasne Warriors they beat us at home, and we just kind of lost it at home, I guess.
We're 2-0 against Akwesasne this season, so we kind of took that one personal. Early on in the season, we were kind of finding ways to lose games. We lost 4 games in overtime, but as of late, we've been finding ways to win games. So that's a sign of the team growing, the team building that chemistry, and the coach really finding the right fits for players and putting guys together and everything.
We started off this year slow, and we brought in new players, and Rob's been mixing and matching things, and we're starting to find our stride as a team, and we're starting to look good. Everyone's starting to be able to read off each other much better, and we know what each other's going to do on the ice.
It's still early. I don't like to say it's still early because I want to improve right away. But, right now we're in a good position. Getting in the playoffs is obviously the main objective, and then you go from there, but I think we'll be all right.
For the younger guys and some of the older guys, just would like to make it to the next level, and if not, we'd like to win a championship here. We came close last year. We were right there, but now we want to do it this year.
Our goal is not to be the best team, in December. Our goal is to be the best team come March when playoffs start.
My name's Lisa, and in 9 years I'll be an alcoholic.
Hi, Lisa.
I'll start drinking in 8th grade, and I'll do some things I don't really want to do. So by the time my parents talk to me about it, alcohol won't be my only problem.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
My parents won't believe it could happen to me.
In case you're just joining me is the head coach, men's basketball coach of Medgar Evers College, Chris Pursoo. Coach, when it comes to this particular team, what is great about this team compared to last year's team? Even though you guys won the title, it's a different team this year, right? A lot of players coming back, a lot of players have moved on.
Well, we're trying to incorporate some new players. So we have a summer players returning from a championship team last year, but every year, even though you have some of the same players back, you have to rebuild a certain kind of chemistry. And when you're incorporating a lot of newcomers, it's going to take a little time. Our goal is every season, our playoffs are in the end of February. We want to be playing our best ball at the start of February, leading into the playoffs. We're getting there. We've had some nice wins this year. We've been a little bit inconsistent.
You beat Ramapo, right? In the,
yes.
I think over the Christmas holiday?
Yeah, we beat Ramapo, very good team. We've had some very nice wins. We beat Rutgers Newark. We've had some very nice wins in the first semester. But as a team trying to find that chemistry, we've been a little bit inconsistent, a little bit up and down. And also now as defending champions, we have to adjust to now being the hunted. And I think we're struggling a little bit with that. We've struggled with our first couple of league games because I think our guys have to understand now that we're the biggest game of the season for everybody else in the league now, and everybody's coming at us with a different intensity level now. It's a big deal to beat Medgar Evers now, and we have to adjust to that.
Now, what is the atmosphere being around here as far as a school, per se? Has it caught on?
Oh, well, definitely. We have a nice, small, compact gym. It gets really loud, really hot, really rowdy in here. Other teams don't like coming in here. But once again, I always say, people say about home court advantage. Home court advantage is the players on the court. A couple years ago, nobody had a problem coming to play here in Medgar Evers in our small, crampy little gym. Now everybody doesn't like to come play it because, we're a formidable team now.
So home court advantage is basically what you're making.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Now, when you look at yourself, as far as you grew up here in this college, basically as a youngster, right? You used to run around here, play basketball, and becoming a head coach. Is this something that you always wanted to become, maybe later in life?
It's funny, when I was playing in college, I never thought I'd become a coach. But after my playing career was over, I started working camps and coaching AAU. And somebody said, you know what, you really seem to enjoy this and you're really good at it, and the kids seem to really follow you. You should get into coaching. And it just so happened I got into coaching, got a high school freshman job, and it went into the varsity job and another job. And it's funny, I start off as a little kid in this gym and it comes full circle right back here to Medgar Evers, so it's kind of ironic.
Going down the stretch, any particular team? I know you face Brooklyn College, that's your arch nemesis, right? Your rival here in Brooklyn?
Well, the funny thing is, with Medgar becoming better in the last couple of years, it actually has made the league much more competitive. We have a great rivalry with Brooklyn. We defeated Staten Island for the conference championship last year. Staten Island is an extremely good team, just like us. They have a lot of people coming back. They have a very good team. And but the league has gotten better. Baruch is very strong. York is very strong. Hunter's very strong. So the league has improved every year since I've been here.
Are you getting quality players now? I mean, before the league, it wasn't never the players, but it was a combination of things. The players, the coaching, whatever you want to say.
I've been fortunate. If you look at our roster has diversified every year I've been here. I have a lot of roots in Long Island, and I also have a lot of roots in Brooklyn. So if you look at our roster now, we have kids, obviously, the local kids from this area, but I also have 3-4 kids from Long Island now. I have a kid from Maryland this year.
Salisbury,
yeah. Right. So the program is, the success of the program is starting to branch out now, and I think it's great.
Now, like I said, you won at the high school level, win a title here, win another title. How long will you be here, Coach?
Look, I love it here. As long as they'll have me, I have no problem being here. I love it here. I love the kids here, and like I said, it's kind of like coming back home for me. And it's been great here. I remember a lot of people said I should not take this job. I have no chance of having success here. And, I look forward to the challenge. And, it was, for us to win in my second year here, it was a little bit surprising, but, I'm real happy with how things have gone here.
Real quick, conditioning. Is the conditioning major part also of your program?
Oh, conditioning is an extremely major part of our program. We like to play up and down, fast-paced style. These guys, college sports is now, if you want to be successful, it's a 12-month-year-old job as a coach and the players in terms of conditioning. So these guys, after the season's over in March, they take a month off, but they're right back in the gym 2-3 times a week working hard.
Well, Coach, speaking of conditioning, we got to talk about this trainer, Daryl Aiken-Afam, who's a certified trainer and martial artist who's training a particular runner one distance race at a time.
My name is Daryl Aiken-Afam, and I'm a holistic fitness artist, and I am the creator of a system of movement called Meridian Touch. Meridian Touch is a system of movement that I created back in 2000 that's based on Chinese medicine and based on the meridian system of the body. And what it consists of is some tools for releasing energy throughout the meridian system, which affects all the musculoskeletal connections of the body, which then helps the body to relax on its own versus old school stretching methods where you're fighting against tight muscle tissue. A meridian in traditional Chinese medicine is a band of energy that runs through the body. The energy that runs through these meridians is called ki energy in Japanese or chi energy in Chinese. So through the activation of acupoints, through breath work, through using tennis balls to activate points, and using touch techniques, a person can literally heal themselves of chronic pain, chronic tightness, and also other issues that might impede an athlete's performance.
Hey Daryl,
Hey
how
Mark,
you doing?
how's it going?
Good to see you.
All right, let's get down here and do some Meridian Touch because I understand you're going to be doing a long distance race.
That's right.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Now once you place them there, what we want to try to do is find an area that's a little bit sensitive, and that way we know that we're working in an area where we can release the muscles, relax the muscles, and get some blood and energy flowing.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Now in addition to that, as you're lying here with your eyes closed, I want you to try to do what we call belly breathing or hara breathing. So each time you take an inhalation, it's going to be where my hand is, so your stomach will rise. I breathe in. Then as you exhale, your stomach will fall. Beautiful. Always keeping the breath here to turn on the parasympathetic nervous system. Right? If the breath ever comes up here to your chest, this becomes the sympathetic nervous system, which is for fight or flight. This one is the healing breath, gives a relaxation response to the entire body. Right, so once the sensitivity in one set of points dies down, we move to the next. Okay, all right, so now what we're gonna do, since we've done the entire back and worked all the acupoints, we're gonna sit you up and then we're gonna work specifically on the hamstring points and the calf points to get you ready for your race later this month. Like so. Right at the gluteal fold where that crease is, that horizontal crease, place them under your legs and then drop your legs down and sit up nice and high, and you can use your arms for support. Locating the acupoint on the calf, it's located at the bottom of the bulge of the calf where it goes straight into the lower part of the calf. So the point is approximately here. Place the ball there, lower the leg, and let gravity take it. And we do the same thing on the other side where the bulge ends and extends into the lower part of the leg. You drop the leg on the ball and just let gravity take it.
Relaxed.
Beautiful, beautiful. And the beauty part of this is that you actually relax these muscles without any kind of effort. You don't have to like strain against tight muscle fibers and try to pull them into a stretching mode. You've got the points activating blood and chi throughout the meridian, which is an energy line, and it just helps the muscle fibers to open up and relax on their own. While I have your legs, I fall back with my weight falling away from you, and I kind of pull your femurs out of your hips. As I shake my body, your body starts to shake. I'm not even really using my arms at all. I'm using my hips and my core. So what I'm gonna do is simply stand up. We're still working the same meridians, which run through the same muscles, and do a similar movement from a standing position here, where I'm literally falling back away from you and just using my hips and my core to send energy through the center of your body by wiggling.
Ted Corbett was one of the founders of the New York Roadrunners Club back in 1958, the first ever African-American long-distance runner, Olympic long-distance runner. So this race is in his honor.
Runners on your mark.
Yay! All right. Come on. How you feel? How you feel?
I'm feeling good. Spin me, spin me.
Got you.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
And that was a nice package about Darryl Aiken-Afam, who's a certified trainer and martial artist. But joining me about conditioning and staying in shape is key to winning championships, right, Javon?
Yes.
Joining us is Javon Deere. Javon is a junior and a forward here at Medgar Evers. Conditioning is key. Let's go into that as far as what you have to do in order to stay in shape for 4 quarters or 2 halves.
But for us as a team, it starts in practice. Every day our coaches give us drills, circuits, we lift weights, we go in the swimming pool, do workouts in there, and all it is to prepare us for like the last 5 minutes of games. As the course of the game goes on, we wear teams down, but when it comes down to the last 5 minutes, it's key that we have the fresher legs, and usually most of the times we prevail and hopefully try to get the W.
How does it feel now? Back in the day, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, you know you were playing Medgar Evers, you know, that was a guaranteed win. Now when teams come here, now they're pretty, not scared, but they don't know which team may show up sometimes, right?
Yeah, I understand before my coaching staff got here and a couple of the guys as juniors now, sophomores, the schools wasn't really winning that many games, and since they took over this program, they've done a good job.
How did the philosophy change also? Let's go over the philosophy of the team. The philosophy before and the philosophy now of this particular team.
It's the discipline. I think that's what they gave us the structure here, and they put us in the best position to win, and we bought into that philosophy that coaches brought here.
Going into the conference tournament, did you feel that you had a chance to win the championship at all?
Not to be cocky, absolutely, yes. I felt last year we had a tough first half. We lost a lot of close games, and I think in the second half when we got a couple new guys and we meshed together, we found ways. I knew deep down that I was going to win a championship. I didn't know how, but we all believed in one another, and we put the work in practice, and we won out. We won on a winning streak. We lost a few games, but in the end, we won the CUNY championship.
And you defeated College of Staten Island. What was that feeling like, especially because this is the first time this particular college has won a CUNY championship since the early 90s?
Yes. Staten Island, they're a good team. You know, last year they beat us twice in the regular season. It was tough losses to them. You know, but we figured we watched the game tape and we saw reasons why we lost. And going into that championship game, we just knew we had to pay attention to guys' tendencies. I mean, things like that, and just somehow just come away with the W.
How many players are back from last year's team also? Or would you say maybe 3 or 4? Is the main core of last year's
guys,
team?
I'll say about 5, 6. 5, yeah.
So what is the chance of repeating?
I mean, we feel the opportunity to repeat is there. We just have to work hard. Right now we're in a little bit of a slump, but our main goal is by the come time to playoffs, we want to be hitting our peak and playing our best basketball.
Is it good to really hit your peak now, to play well now instead of waiting to the conference?
I mean, it is important now, but we got a couple new guys, So we want to make sure everybody gels together, mess with one another, and try to get how each other plays. So we're still learning each other, even though season started in November. But adding new guys is not actually easily. So right now we're just going to keep building for January, February, and hopefully time playoffs come. We'll be rolling.
The atmosphere around the school now, is it contagious that you guys are champions and people are coming out to you?
Yeah, a lot of people support us now. You know, they stop us and ask us, how's your game's going? When's your next game? They would like to come out and support us. So that's a big difference, and it's a good feeling that, you know, you're representing your school in a good way.
Now, to get back to the championship, what will you guys have to do in order to get back to the championship and win it again and repeat?
Same thing we did last year, just work hard and understand that we're the hunted as opposed to us chasing everybody else. So we understand every game we play now, everybody wants to beat us. And the first 2 losses, we realized that it was more important to the other teams than it was to us. And we have to regain that focus and approach every game that we have to win it, not just because we're the champions. That was last year. Now there's another championship for us to go out there and win.
So now you got the bullseye on your back.
Yes. It's a great feeling, you know, and everybody they want to play us and measure themselves up against us. And that's something we did in our first few years when they pick other people to win, other teams like Brooklyn, Baruch. You know, when we play those teams, you wanted to beat them. And you figure if you beat them, maybe you got a good chance of winning a championship. And last year we did just that, and we won a championship. Thanks for having me.
When it comes to college basketball, LIU and St. Francis is not the only game in town. You have a lot of action here in Brooklyn, Medgar Evers and Brooklyn College. Well, that's a wrap up for In the Zone. I'm Micheal Bellamy. Take care and have a safe week. Bye.
Watch this and other Brooklyn Independent Television episodes online at brickartsmedia.org/BIT.